All right. How's everyone doing? You ready for the last hour of tonight? We're going to have a little fun. Is that okay? We're going to do a workshop. I'm going to do something we've done before in the past, but it's an aha moment for a lot of people. And we think it's important. Doesn't matter where I go. Been about 12 of these Wealth Bowls this year, and traveled all over the country with the company. And every time I go somewhere and I get in small group settings, people always ask the same questions. They think they have new original questions, but almost all of them are actually the same questions everybody has. And they have the same thing holding them back. And I want to share that with you. We're going to talk about what stands between you and your dreams. Let's just call it what it is. You know, we're at Wealth Bowl, and I know some of you are new. I know some of you are spouses. I know some of you are guests. And I know a lot of you wonder, why am I not further faster? And here's why they don't do it. It's called fear of rejection. We know this is good. We know that's the way to our dreams and goals. We just don't feel like being rejected. And, you know, to go back, I asked myself this as I studied my business, my trade, my team. How do I get this bigger? How do I build this thing faster? It's always my question. You know, with all my experience now, if I could dig back in and improve it, what would I do differently? Well, I have to look all the way back to where it started, and it started when we were all babies. By show of hands, how many of you were a baby before? Some of you came out that size, your poor mothers. No, really, how many of you were a baby at one time or another? All right, good, everybody. Well, here's what happened. You were a baby, and you were born, and everyone was so happy you came into this world. They looked down at you in the delivery room. They swaddled you and brought you home after they cleaned you up, and everybody talked, and little baby talked to you, gaga goo goo, and they made little faces, and everybody whispered around the baby, and everyone was soft and gentle, and as a little baby, this is all you know. Life is absolutely perfect and serene. One day, mom's changing your diaper, and she finds out she's out of wipes or something, and she's thinking, well, I need to go over there to that counter and pick up something. I'm going to leave the baby for just a second. And she runs over, and you start to roll off the changing table. And mom comes back, no! And you as a baby, you've never seen your mom's face turn into like a little bit of a monster, and the voice change and get really loud. And as a child, you knew nothing except it scared you, that word. It scared you so bad. And it haunted you, and it imprinted on your soul. You hate that word, no. Then you got older, and you started to walk and crawl, and you were about to pull the iron down by the cord, and it was hot, and your mom said, no! And then you were going to pull a frying pan off the thing, and your dad yelled, no! And then you were going to go out into the street, you were wobbling, and you were going to walk into danger, and your parent, no! And literally, each interaction you've ever had with no was not pleasant. And it was imprinted deep inside you from the time you were a baby. You locked that fear in your mind, and it continued to grow. You learned the word no before the age of 5, and you learned to fear it. You learned to hate it more than everything else in the world. You just hate the word no. Here's the problem. First off, we have to get good at avoiding it, or you have in your life. You probably had a crush on somebody in grade school and were afraid to ever tell them because you didn't want to get rejected. You didn't want that no. Some people have gone like their whole life without love because they didn't want to get a no. Some people went years at their job without a raise because they were afraid to ask because they didn't want the no. Literally, some people have designed their whole life around avoiding getting a no. So, what's stage one? We need to get comfortable with the word no. There's 3 steps to changing your relationship with the word no. And we aren't going to fix it tonight. It didn't take you one day to become terrified of no, and we aren't going to fix it in one night, but we're going to give you the formula to do it, and you're going to get a chance to work on it. Step one, we need to desensitize. I need a large, loud man to come up to the stage. Julio, you're pretty large, dude. Come on up. Julio! All right, how you doing? You ready for this? We got a couple rules. You can't touch me. No physical touching. And no spitting on me. I want you, literally, to barrage me with no's for about 30 seconds. Like loud. It is a lot of
No!
Not yet, not yet, not yet. But that's what we're doing. And I don't like it, but we're going to do it. You got to get used to hearing it, okay? And I want you to change the speed. No, 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 no. You can machine gun me. No, 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 no. No. You can just do whatever you want. You got to come up. You got to be a little creative. But don't spit on me and don't hit me. And you can get right here and just give it to me, okay? For about 30 seconds when I say go. All right? I just got to get emotionally ready. Are you ready, bud? We'll still be friends after? Okay. Hit me.
No, 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 and no. One more time, I'm going to tell you. No. 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 No! No, 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 no. No! No, Spanish.
Spanish.
9 in German. No other languages, sorry. No!
All right, give him a hand. Stay up here. Guess what you're going to do next? You're going to partner up with somebody, and hopefully not your spouse. Do not, if you got a spouse with you, don't do your spouse here. Pick somebody else. Everybody stand up. I'm going to time it, okay? And he was easy. I want it worse than that. Give it to him. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! One at a time, one at a time. Woo, that'll wake you up in the morning. All right, what are some observations just from that alone? Is there anybody very upset? Did anybody start crying? He started crying. Literally, every time we do this, there's several people that cry. No offense, but I mean, they hate that word so bad. They attach, there's so many negative, listen, there are so many negative emotions attached to that word, everybody. Just hearing it, literally, you've lived your whole life avoiding this so much to the point where just hearing it stirs up and loosens up some of those negative emotions again. And some people get emotional. They literally do. You don't have to tell me if you started crying. How many of you at least got a little emotional or it upsets you a little bit? Be honest, you didn't like that task a lot. Now imagine this. Here's the reality. Can I give you a little reality check? Most of you, yes, some said no. Most of you received more no's in that last 30 seconds than you did in the last 30 days. Hello. Do you know that? You got more no's in the last 30 seconds than you did in the last 30 days. And guess what? Check yourself out. You're still alive, aren't you? You're not physically harmed. Your blood pressure's up a little. Your body temp is up. You might be sweating a little bit. You may have contracted a cold if somebody with a cold was yelling at you. But at the end of the day, you're fine, aren't you? You're still alive. So that means you could take them. That means you could take them and not die. You could literally do this. You could literally ask for people to come to meetings and come look at this thing and maybe let us do a free financial plan. For all the things we do, you can actually ask, get no's, and survive to see another day. And here's the reality. No, I need them here. I need them here. Just tell her no. No. There you go. So look, Look, everybody. Imagine this. Imagine if you were getting ready to do a phone zone. You had your list of names to call. And by the way, is someone going to yell at you like that? Hi, would you like to keep your business options open? No! Nobody does that. Hi, I'd like to invite you to come and see what your nephew's doing. No, 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 no. It doesn't happen that way. It's not even that bad. It's more like, nah, let me think about it, or can I get back to you? Let me check my schedule, and you hang up. Oh, I'm done making calls today because the one person said they got to think about it. Seriously, that's why most people make 0 to 1 call a day. I see people in the office 8 hours, and they made like 3 calls. And they come and tell me and they want a lollipop. I made 3 calls. Great. They were all to their mom, too. We're too sensitive to the word no. We need to thicken our skin a little bit. We need to get comfortable with it. We need to get used to it. You're not going to hear it all the time, but even the best of us are still going to hear it half the time. So you're going to have to get used to it. There's just no more avoiding it in your life. You just have to not worry about it. You need to get desensitized. I would say it would probably be worth a 30-second dose before every calling session you ever do. And it might be fun to do in your office. It might be a fun little task. It'll scare the heck out of guests and clients that are in there. You might want to wait till it's client-free before you go into one of those tirades. But I think it'd be just what the doctor ordered. So number 1, step 1, in getting over your fear of rejection and receiving the word no is to desensitize yourself to the word no.